And we are live.
Hey, hey,
Hello,
hey.
peace. Hey, Lenee Bud. Welcome, welcome. Listen, we ain't gonna hold y'all. We just want to say thank y'all for being here.
Yes.
Ain't nobody here but us right now, girl. But listen, when a room fill up, it's gonna fill up. We just want to say thank y'all for being here. I appreciate each and every one. It's an echo, love. You got an echo in the background.
I got it gone. It's gone now.
Listen, don't even worry about that. Like I said, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you at all. So guess what we gonna do? We are gonna start this countdown off right.
I don't mean in the ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. Everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, I feel like instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted and we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help because we have been here. We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You dressed up in jewels. Now, America, this world is because now America's got jewels and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, everybody need a little help on their way to being, self-reliant. I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then you need to help them. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it needs to be real. And it need to be before we all die. And then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. Now there's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants.
You say people that say, well, they earned it. Now you go out and you're earned it.
If they earned it, then I think that's good. I think that they deserve it. But even if you earned it, you still owe. Because look at me, I don't have that make money, but I feel guilty walking by somebody. I got to give them some mail. And if I know I got $3,000 in my pocket, I feel like it's wrong to give that person a quarter or a dollar. It's wrong. Only you know what you got in your pocket. And that's wrong. No matter what they do, if they take it and drink it, they take it and drink it. But I mean, you understand? And we all know how hard it is, and it's not about if you good or you bad. So since it's not about if you good or you bad, we know that because he don't mean he was bad. Or don't mean he's a criminal, or don't mean he's crazy, or a drug addict, or none of that. It just means he don't got. And ain't it bad that you got 30? I mean, can you imagine somebody having $32 million? There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants.
You say people that say, well, they earned it. Now you go out and you're earned it.
And I think there's a way to pay these people. I think there is a way. It just takes to be revolutionary, and it takes to do something out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if we just said, okay, I got an idea. No more porno buildings. You know what I'm saying? Let's build houses. Or no more polo games. Let's build houses for poor people. You know what I'm saying? Or look, okay, I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? You only need one house. And if you only got 2 kids, can you just keep it to 2 rooms? I mean, why have 52 rooms and there's somebody with no room? It just don't make sense to me. It don't. And then these people celebrate Christmas. They got big trees, huge trees, all the little trimmings. Everybody got gifts, and it's somebody starving. And they're having a white Christmas. They're having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole nine.
Eggnog and the whole nine.
Man, he wasn't doing nothing but
People
telling
are
the truth.
that,
He wasn't doing nothing but telling the truth. It's true. But now we at a point where can we share our money? Because really,
mhm.
the inflation is up so high, nobody can really share. And if you can, you limit it.
I think it's a choice too. Like he said, if you walking around with 3,500 in your pocket, cash or what, cash and credit card, and you were able to give somebody something, at least like share the wealth or something to eat or something that could help the next person throughout their day.
Yeah, I
So
definitely get what he's saying. Yeah,
yeah.
because like he said, what you need with 15 rooms.
Okay.
Like,
Let me have
what
let
you
me
need with
have at
that?
least four of them. Let me have
Yeah.
at least four of them.
Yeah, but there's
Yep.
somebody out there that's homeless and need a place to stay, or they starving and people don't want to feed other people. But yeah,
Right.
where is Tupac? Where
Where
is
is
he?
he? That's the topic for tonight. Where is Tupac?
Tupac, where are you?
And it's like, stop playing with me, because, like I told you earlier, I never had the thought of him being alive, but it's been rumors throughout the years that he may be alive, allegedly, and he's been spotted in certain places. So it's like, hmm, could it be? Could it
I,
be?
I personally think he is. I personally think he is alive. Call me
Girl,
crazy, but I really
no,
do.
and I don't think it's crazy, because I can remember the movie Double Jeopardy back in the days, how the guy faked his death. It was a husband who faked his death in a movie, and then he came back and he couldn't be trial. He couldn't be sentenced for that. You know, the guy
Yeah,
was
'cause
already supposed to be dead.
it's called double jeopardy.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can't do that. You know?
Exactly.
But he showed you
Exactly.
how easy it is to fake your death and come back.
Right. 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 So with that being said, we are going to get into this little video. Thank y'all for being here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, share this video out, subscribe, and turn on all your notifications. And we have our special guest again. If you want to introduce yourself and your channel.
I am Lenny Bug, and you can find me at the exchange. It's down at the bottom in the chat, the link. I haven't quite set everything up yet, but soon, 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 it will be set up. But I just need everybody to go over there and subscribe. It's going to be some good content over there.
Yes, go over there and subscribe. All right, so let's get into this first video. It's very interesting to me, all the things I've been researching lately, and it's like, wow, like so many people came out back in the days, and hearsay about him possibly being alive, and the fact that he didn't have a funeral. um I don't know, I question a lot.
Oh, yeah.
All right, but let me get this video up. I think I got too many tabs open. Let me close some more of these tabs.
Okay. Well, while you doing that, they say that he's been sighted in, different places like the islands. Um, his supposedly daughter, Allie Carter, says she visited him in Vegas twice at his house. That's what she said. So
Mm.
he been spotted at the awards. Um, so I personally think he is alive. And you know, they
I
said Diddy
mean,
had something to do with his death, um, allegedly. And they say Snoop, him too, Snoop Dogg. So yeah, they're I guess they investigating it now. Did he do it? Don't know.
all right, let me see. Let me see. Maybe he had something to do with it. I could see that being possible. Um, I remember watching something a while ago saying something about he had some like you remember the Nextel chirp back in the days?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that I guess somebody chirped him and was telling him something about Tupac is got shot. So that was real like weird to me. Why would somebody have a chirp to tell you that Tupac got shot?
Uh-huh. But according to the book, Kim Porter's book, um, I guess she walked in while they was talking about that too. You know,
Hmm.
so that's what puts him in hot water.
I need to get that book before they completely take it off the shelf, just to do my own research
I heard
to
they
see
already
what's.
pulled it down from Amazon though.
Oh
I haven't
wow!
looked. I haven't went and looked. That's just what I heard.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to give a big shout out to this content creator by the name of, let me see, Trap Lord Ross. And he basically go into detail and explains how that his family is connected in some type of ways to Tupac as far as like a bodyguard, a uncle, and he have like just different intel insight on why he believes Tupac thinks this stuff. It's very interesting to me. So let's take a look. All right. Fair use commentary, fair use. And thank you for the research. Thank you for the intel.
Oh, no problem. You're so very welcome.
Hmm. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
How Tupac faked his death.
Now, the story of how Pac faked his death is one wrapped in many truths that correspond with the official story, i.e., lie. Yes, he was in Vegas to watch the Tyson fight with Suge Knight, and yes, he was the target of a horrendous drive-by shooting following that fight. And yes, he was severely injured in that shooting and taken to the hospital where he was kept for several days. But after that failed attempt on Pac's life, Machiavelli knew the block was too hot for him to stick around. So he immediately set the wheels in motion on a long-standing escape plan that he'd had in his back pocket ever since he got famous. And according to his British bodyguard and my uncle, which is actually how I have the personal connection to Tupac and know so many details about this story, see the resemblance? That actually helped Tupac Shakur escape from the hospital during the 6 days that he'd been kept there after the shooting. And sure,
All right, I'm gonna take that back. So it says that this guy, Michael Nice,
Hmm.
he said this is his uncle allegedly, and that his uncle helped Tupac escape the hospital um, after he got shot. The particular date, I don't know. I don't think he disclosed that up in here. But I'm going to continue. Oh,
Tupac Shakur escaped from the hospital during the 6 days that he'd been kept there after the shooting.
okay, so during the 6 days, so he got shot on the 7th, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So on the 13th, that's when he escaped.
That's what he said. He was kept there for 6 days.
Huh. Interesting.
Hmm.
And then also too, when you Google Michael Nice, there is a connection on the Google website where he is attached to Tupac. So if y'all want to go research that on your own, y'all could go ahead and Google his name, Michael Nice, and y'all can see more intel and detail for yourself. I want to really get into this video. And then we can do research later on within the days and the weeks of who these people are and go down the rabbit hole, I guess. See where my baby at. We gotta find them. We gotta find them.
Y'all found her baby. Help find her baby.
It's been way too long. It's overdue. Okay, let's go.
And sure, I know what you're thinking. This story must be complete baloney. People are surely going to know that Tupac is missing from his hospital bed. Yeah, you big dummy. He thought of that. Tupac was actually replaced with a body double. A Tupac lookalike who was actually planning of dying of natural causes that weekend anyway. And sure, I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's impossible to find somebody that looks like Tupac. Well, they did it for the film, and they did it back then. And sure, Tupac's old crew, the Outlaws, claimed to have smoked his remains in a spliff after his cremation, sparking the long-running trend of rappers these days saying that they put their ops in a spliff. But I can now confirm in this video once and for all, they were not smoking on Tupac Pac. They were just smoking on some dead guy who looked like Tupac Pac. Why do you think he was called Tupac? And this body double switch, why do you think not smokers these days saying that they put their...
It's a war. Pop Smoke, whoever Pop Smoke is. He said all the ops in the spliff, ashing, puff, ain't no passing. You're going to end up in a casket. Okay.
Ops in a spliff. But I can now confirm in this video once and for all, they were not smoking on...
So as I'm aware now that Pop Smoke is the one who got killed? Yeah, okay.
On Tupac Pac. They were just smoking on some dead guy who looked like Tupac Pac. Why do you think he was called Tupac? And this body double switch narrative has actually been confirmed by famous documentarian Rick. Okay. The Outlaws claimed to have smoked his...
Okay, right here. So this is an article, I guess, saying that the Outlaws smoked Tupac. I don't know. That was some kind of diss. Do you know what that's about, Lenee?
I think wasn't Tupac a part of the Outlaws? Like, hold on. Yeah, so like I don't get it.
It says, confirming a long-standing rumor, the members of Tupac Shakur former group Outlaws have offered a detailed explanation of the time they all got together at Tupac's funeral and smoked his ashes, capping off a Memorial Beach party by rolling an extra special joint laced with their leader's remains. Oh, wow.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it was just a setup, you know, to say one of them did it so they can get the heat off of Diddy and Snoop. Because those was the big rumors at the time.
It says we threw in a lot of shit he liked at the beach. Some weed, some chicken wings. He loved orange soda, pop. He loved that kind of shit. Young Noble say in the below video interview with Vlad TV. So I'm gonna have to go look that up. By the way of setting the scene, fellow group member EDI means then chimes in.
Oh, EDI mean?
Jesus, go ahead.
No, you said EDI mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you listen to Black Jesus, he said, last wishes, niggas smoke my ashes. So I guess that's what Tupac is saying in the video. Smoke his ashes, I guess. That was a request that he had. Okay. Now, how serious he was about it, we took it serious. Indeed. They took it so seriously. Noble said, we twisted up some of that great granddaddy California Kush and mixed the big homie with it. So you know he's flowing through our system. Oh wow.
Yeah, Outlaws, the group Outlaws, that was Tupac's group. That was his group.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, so it's not a person. It's actually just a group. His group name.
No, I know it's a group, the Outlaws. I know it's a group. But to read this little article and for them to, hey, welcome everybody who's coming to the chat. Peace to the Bush babies. Make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all share this video. But for them to say that they threw a party for him and then smoked his ashes because it was a request from him, um, on top of his escape from the hospital. So who are they smoking on if it ain't Tupac? Or
I
if it
don't
is,
think they did that. That's just me personally because look, his mom had to have something to do with, his burial or probably even knowing if he escaped or not. Um so like I don't think she gonna cremate and just give his ashes so people could go and smoke them.
well,
Like just because those is
they
his friends.
unalived her too. You know they
Huh?
unalived her. I'm not even gonna say they unalived her because I'm not really sure the natural causes or if it was a what type of cause it was of unalivement or death. But
Yeah, but
it's
that
strange
was
to me. Go ahead.
but that was her death was after him,
Right,
right?
exactly.
So yeah, I don't think his mom would. Nah,
That's something we're gonna have to look into because I've been just wondering, like, how do these people right after another just go like that? How? Like,
She was a
like,
part of the Black Panthers, so
right.
she wasn't gonna let them smoke her son's ashes just because it was his friends. Like I don't believe that. I don't know who ashes they were smoking on or what ashes.
Right.
But I
So
don't
you
think
see
it was Tupac.
the propaganda within this article are the lies within this article of what they put out, and a lot of people
But
run
that's
with
what
it.
I'm saying. It's the cover up. You know what I
Right,
mean? It's the cover up.
right, right.
So they had to throw something out there, to take the heat off of who actually had something to do with that shit. I mean, Diddy was powerful back then.
Yeah, true. Right.
So, and his mama was an activist too. No, ain't no way she's gonna let them smoke his ashes. No, don't believe that one. They need to kick rocks with that one.
That's crazy. All right, I'm gonna continue.
Okay.
Come on, come on. That's not. There I go.
His remains in a spliff after his cremation, sparking the long-running trend of rappers these days saying that they put their ops in a spliff. But I can now confirm in this video once and for all, they were not smoking on Tupac Pac. They were just smoking on some dead guy who looked like Tupac Pac. Why do you think he was called Tupac? And this body double switch narrative has actually been confirmed by famous documentarian Rick Boss, who is currently producing an amazing and big budget feature film about how Tupac managed to escape the hospital.
Most people would agree with official reports that after being shot, rap icon Tupac Shakur was taken to UMC where he died 6 days later. But local filmmaker Rick Boss has an alternate ending.
This movie is about Tupac actually escaping from the University Medical Center here in Vegas and relocating to New Mexico, getting protection from the Navajo tribe.
As Rick says, he escaped by helicopter.
Interesting.
Why? Because you said that he escaped by helicopter.
By helicopter, and he's protected under a tribe.
I heard about that, but I
I
also
never.
heard.
Uh-huh.
But I also heard that the tunnels was prominent back then, so he could have took a tunnel.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
We didn't know
possible.
anything about the tunnels,
No,
and
I
nobody knew
think.
about no tunnels until his daughter came out. Supposedly, daughter Allie Carter came out and said about the tunnels, and everybody started talking about them tunnels, and that was what, probably 4 or 5 years ago when she first came out saying it, but previously 10 years before that is when she was being trafficked and stuff. So,
Mm.
hmm
I had came across her years ago, but I didn't really do too much diving into her because I'm like, Tupac ain't have no kids. That's the only thing that crossed my mind. He didn't have no kids, but it's like you never know because he was
yeah,
very private in some
yeah, he was
ways.
hot, and he was hot commodity back then. So,
Right. All the beautiful women he had. What?
yeah, he was hot commodity. So shit, but that doesn't mean that he was being promiscuous. I, I don't think so.
Hmm.
But yeah, the tunnels, like everybody know about the tunnels now, so they could have probably took him, underneath the tunnel.
Hmm.
You know?
All right, let's go.
All right.
To tribal Navajo land in New Mexico, where federal agents would be unable to follow him.
When certain FBI agencies are looking for you, the first thing they're going to do is block the airport so you can't travel out. So the best way to escape is through private helicopter, to another state.
FBI agents can't go onto tribal land without the tribal council's permission. Boss says that's why Navajo land in New Mexico made for the perfect hideout.
And it's this reason why this story never actually leaked, because it would have been far too much of an embarrassing L for authorities to admit publicly that they got duped by Machiavelli in such a cunning way. And to the skeptics who don't believe that, I say, what? You don't believe the cops would lie? We saw what happened to Rodney King. So my Uncle Mike, along with my other uncle, Tim Westwood, went along with some senior Black Panther special operatives under the cover of darkness, flying Tupac to Barbados, where they landed and were in a celebratory mood. Whilst in Barbados, Tupac chilled out for a little bit, smoking the good kush and chilling out with his old friend Ronald Fenty, a warehouse supervisor who actually hid.
So, wait. Let's take that back one more time. Hold on. What did he just say?
He said
Boss-
Tupac chilled out and smoked a little.
He smoked the good one.
How do you know what Tupac did when he got off that plane?
Hold up.
Says that's why Navajo land in New Mexico made for the perfect hideout.
And it's this reason why this story never actually leaked, because it would have been far too much of an embarrassing L for authorities to admit publicly that they got duped by Machiavelli in such a cunning way. And to the skeptics who don't believe that, I say, what? You don't believe the cops would lie? We saw what happened to Rodney King. So my Uncle Mike, along with my other uncle, Tim Westwood, went along with some senior Black Panther special operatives under the cover of darkness, flying Tupac to Barbados, where they landed and were in a celebratory mood. Whilst in Barbados, Tupac chilled out for a little bit, smoking the good kush and chilling out with his old friend Ronald Fenty, a warehouse supervisor who actually hid Tupac in one of his warehouses so that he could lay low and hide from the authorities.
So Ronald Fenty is the father of Rihanna Fenty, who let Tupac, he was an ex-supervisor at a warehouse. He let Tupac hide out. Wait, hold up. That's wild. Have you ever heard of Ronald Fenty?
No, I have not.
But we heard of Rihanna though.
Yes.
We heard of Rihanna, so we know who she is. And then Fenty with the Miss Jaguar putting on a Fenty, giving a demonstration. We know about that. All right.
Authorities until the smoke cleared. And funnily enough, while he was there, Tupac actually spent time babysitting Ronald's 8-year-old daughter, Robin, an aspiring singer who he gave loads of advice to on how she could one day crack the music industry. From there, Pac was handed to my other uncle Tim. He took over the operation once the authorities got word that Pac was hiding in Barbados and decided to move him to Cuba, where the US authorities could never touch him. And when they landed, they linked up with Tupac's friend, fellow member of the Outlaws, Gaddafi, who had actually faked his own death only 3 months after Pac's supposed death.
So Yaki Gaddafi faked his death as well. So wow, that's interesting to know. Let me get that. All right.
Why do you think they call them the Outlaws? And so finally, in Cuba, Tupac had settled down until the end of time, away from the thug life and look forward to better days. But unfortunately, thugs get lonely too. And over time, Pac began to feel trapped being in isolation in Cuba. And so in the years that followed, we would see numerous Tupac sightings all over the world. Naturally, the first person to blow Tupac's cover was the sucker that nearly got him popped in the first place, Suge. Let's have a little chat over on the balcony night. Suge was actually pictured with Tupac over in Cuba 8 years after his death in 2004. And although obviously this was the first image that was captured where Suge was alongside a still alive Tupac, over the years Suge Knight has been outspoken about the fact that Tupac was still alive, including this famous incident where a drunken Suge Knight
So, question to you:
Uh-huh.
do you think that maybe they could have target Suge Knight because he knew information about certain things?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Because you know that guy that he ran over was my cousin. It was my second cousin.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like Suge Knight was getting attacked that day. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how the family feel about it, but just from my perspective of what I seen when me and my family was reviewing that incident, I felt like it was he was just trying to get away, like he was scared, he was nervous, you know, he was trying to break away from whatever the fight was about.
Yeah.
And my cousin just happens to be in the way, and
Yeah. Once again, sorry to hear about that.
yes, rest well, Terry Carter. And justice for Tupac, and justice for all the other victims and the innocent people out there going through the same thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
accidental death. So, but it's interesting. But let's continue though.
Was confronted by TMZ outside of a nightclub, leading to him accidentally spilling the beans.
Some people ask me if I know who killed Tupac, and not saying Tupac dead or alive. I'm saying if I ask me if I know who killed Tupac, I'm gonna say, hey, absolutely not. I ain't the nigga killed Tupac. I'm the protecting Tupac. Yeah. Why you think nobody been arrested if they said they didn't want to kill Tupac? Tupac not dead. He was dead. They'll be arresting those dudes for murder. You know he's somewhere smoking a Cuban cigar on the island somewhere. Right now. You know what I mean?
As well as corroborating those claims in a prison cell interview with Ice-T for the documentary Who Shot Biggie and Tupac.
When I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
Oh, there you go.
In fact, it turns out that Suge had made numerous trips to Cuba to get into the studio with Tupac in the years following his death, to oversee the recording of his posthumous albums, including the Don Illuminati, which was released only months after his death, the album Are You Still Down in '97, Better Days in 2002, and Loyal to the Game in 2004, which was likely recorded around the time this picture surfaced. And in addition to that, in 2004, Tupac was actually spotted on a brief incognito visit to the US where he went to link up with members of the Outlaws. Apparently he was there overseeing the recording of the Outlaw for Life album, but ultimately he was forced to leave the US before even recording a single verse because of this jackass who was filming him outside the studio.
They go park with his motherfucking homies right now. He holding a fucking coke. Look, zoom in, zoom in.
Okay, now this I've never seen. Supposedly it's somebody who's creeping on the side of a building and see the Outlaws and Tupac standing around. What you think about this?
Now that I kind of doubt. Because he had like 3 other people that looked like him, body
I mean,
doubles and stuff like that. So if he's supposed to be dead around this time, I really don't think he's gonna be hanging outside.
in broad daylight.
Hanging outside, period. Like over here. Like, no, I don't think that. He's supposed to be dead.
I need to look more into this Holla Back exclusive and see what they're about. And where they are now, opposed to back in the days.
Yeah, like you said, it's gonna be a rabbit hole.
It's a deep rabbit hole. Not only Tupac Shakur, but so many others.
Oh yeah.
As we were mentioning earlier, in a private chat, Elvis Presley.
Yes. Yes.
Just name one other.
And with the Elvis Presley, that goes deep too, because he dated somebody when she was young. She was 16, and nobody said anything about that. They let that slide. But I visited Elvis's house when I was in Memphis a long time ago. I visited his house. And he lives on Elvis Presley Boulevard, of course. It's a big, beautiful house. And we only went to the door because there were so many people. It was so hot we couldn't get in. But they had these big red curtains at the top of the steps. And they said that was his private room, and we couldn't go upstairs to see the upstairs. But it was so hot we left, because we had waited in line for like an hour and a half just to get in there. But yep,
So they
big
basically
big
like turn
red
it into like
curtains.
they
Say
turn
it
it
again.
into like a museum.
Yes.
Mm.
And then come to find out, when I was doing my little research back then, they say that Elvis is the groundskeeper for his own property.
Right. I seen a clip of that a while ago.
Yeah, and the guy does look like Elvis. He just looks like he got a beer belly, like he sit around drink beer all damn day, and take care of the property. They say he don't want to be away from his house. So, but he's never said a word to anybody. Like when people walk past and see him cutting the grass, and they don't say, "Are you Elvis?" or anything like that. I mean, they say that, but he doesn't say anything back
Right.
to say that he is or he's not Elvis.
Right. It's interesting. It is
Oh
very
yeah, very interesting. Especially when
yeah,
these
'cause like
people
I
are
said,
supposed to have expired and they still here.
right. And then they making movies about the shit, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's another thing. They put it in our face with the movies.
Oh
So
yeah,
to
right
me,
in our face.
nothing is far fetched. Like it's right there. It's like, why would you make a movie about something if it's not real? Why would you play with the people's minds if it's not
Yeah.
real? You know? So
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm gonna continue.
Okay, go ahead.
That's Pop, man. He was the fucking outlaw.
Fuck like, get him out of here, man. Get him out of here, man. Fuck, man.
And being the workaholic he is, Tupac didn't allow being dead to get in the way of supporting up-and-coming international artists. 2 years after those images surfaced, around 2006, Tupac actually made a cameo in the music video for Amsterdam to LA by Dutch artist Chilio. Apparently, Pac and Chilio had actually met online, with Chilio being Tupac's Amsterdam weed plug in the years before dark web drug dealing had been invented. Eventually, Chilio even bowed to international pressure and confirmed that it was indeed Tupac in the video, but refusing to give any further information. However, apparently Tupac was angered by this admission, as it's one thing for an unverified clip of his existence to surface, but it's another for one of his genuine close friends to actually admit publicly that he is alive. From there, Pac predictably cut off Chilio, and his career went into a tailspin and he was never heard of again. Ironically, the same fate was actually suffered by longtime secret friend of Tupac, comedian and black lung rights activist Dave Chappelle. Apparently, Dave Chappelle got a little bit too comfortable in his relationship with Tupac and ended up taking the jokes a little bit too far, famously mocking the fact that Tupac was still alive in a sketch from his Chappelle show, where he pretended to dance in the club to music that Tupac had recorded after he'd died.
Is that new Tupac?
Spot like CJ from San Andreas. No, way before Slim Shady was in demand. Way before we dropped Maloney on Afghanistan. I wrote this song in '94.
Much like R. Kelly before him, Tupac was apparently furious because Dave Chappelle's comedy jabs just cut a little too close to the truth. And so from there, Tupac actually pulled many of his Illuminati strings to have Dave Chappelle's career ruined, and even conspired with Suge Knight to send LA goons to pull up on Dave. And this was actually the real reason that Dave Chappelle quit his show and fled to South Africa for his own safety. It actually took 10 whole years for Tupac to accept Dave Chappelle's apology, and eventually the beef was squashed. After a meeting between the two was arranged by legendary co-creator of The Chappelle Show and owner of only one of 5 N-word passes in existence, Neil Brennan. And so Tupac and Dave Chappelle became friends once again, and in 2015, Pac pulled his Illuminati strings once again and greenlit Dave Chappelle's Netflix special. But aside from ruining Dave Chappelle's career for a good decade, Tupac continued to run the music industry behind the scenes for a good 24 years following his death. And as a result, he's actually been spotted at numerous industry events and parties. In 2009, he was spotted at the I Am Music Tour, and the same year, TMZ actually papped him in New Orleans at Cash Money Records after party, where he allegedly had actually scuffled with Birdman in a fight over who had the shiniest head in hip-hop. Then in 2011, he was spotted
Do you hear this? They got him like he fighting over who got the shine in his head. They better cut it out. They better cut that shit out. Gosh, no. Great rising to everyone coming up in the chat. Miss Yogi, how you doing? Great rising to
Wealthy
you.
risings, guys.
Yes, make sure you hit that like button and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment
Every out.
and turn on all notifications. And also, again, too, follow Miss Lenee Bug. Go to her channel. She's a new content creator and she could give you more insight.
Yes, follow me at the exchange. At the exchange. I'm gonna have some content over there. It's gonna be pretty good. Come on over, hit the like button and subscribe. All that good stuff.
I like that. The exchange. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's go. Let's go.
In the back of an outlaw's cipher, which is lucky because why would anyone watch one of those? But more interestingly, in 2011, rather unsurprisingly, he was spotted in the background of amateur footage taken during the Occupy Wall Street movement. This is something of a slip-up which pack spotters worldwide were keen to jump on.
Enter Tupac in the background.
That says you can't be here at night and all the rest of it.
Yeah. Can you believe what you're seeing? And he dances right past the screen. Can you believe that? He does.
I don't have a magic ball.
I mean, Tupac being at Occupy Wall Street makes a lot of sense. Throughout his career, he was always political and critical of the finance industry. Combine that with the fact that his mother, Afeni Shakur, had publicly supported the Occupy movement, an obvious nod to her son's attendance. Following that, story goes that in 2012, Tupac had actually even been considering a comeback to the rap game, even dropping a short freestyle in Sweden where he was apparently on a business trip looking to help free several incarcerated rappers that was doing time there, since we all know the Swedish cops love arresting rappers. However, he swiftly left the country when he got word that Swedish authorities were looking to extradite him to the US on tax avoidance charges. And to be fair, those charges weren't without merit, because it had actually turned out that Tupac had paid no taxes since 1996, claiming exemption due to the fact that he was dead. However, as they say, there are only two.
And it's crazy though, because he says Tupac haven't paid taxes since 1996. But that's not true, because I seen this video of Tupac, like a little interview of him walking on Venice Beach. He was walking on Venice Beach doing an interview with this European woman. And he went into this
thing. No.
Go ahead.
Whatever year he died in, do you think people is really giving a fuck about taxes? Excuse my language. I use it often.
I mean, yeah, because we pay taxes every day, and it sucks paying taxes.
But you know what? Even if he didn't, and they have a death certificate for him, even if he came back, he still wouldn't have to do taxes because he's already declared expired.
But check it out,
though.
So
it doesn't even matter.
This is what I'm saying though, before he passed away, he wasn't paying taxes.
Yeah, but who cares?
A lot of people should care, because we shouldn't be
here's
paying
the thing.
taxes.
We paying more tax than ever now, so it doesn't.
And check it out. And we should not be paying taxes. Regardless of how much tax we pay.
Shouldn't, but we don't run anything, so we have to.
That's why we don't have to. That's a choice.
But he really didn't even care about money, though.
I understand what you're saying.
Look how many mansions they building, and people are just living beautifully while so many other people suffering. They should have to pay the most tax of all.
I think if we all get on one accord, like as a unit, as a not even a race, as a human being, if we all said, fuck it, we're not paying taxes today, that just is what it is. Trust me, a lot of shit would change, because we run this country.
Of course. Like, I have said that a million times. If we all just walk off our jobs and say we're not doing anything, they will have to change and cater to the people. But but you're gonna have those people that's gonna be like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to work today.
You know why? Because they don't really know. They don't really trust themselves to get out of certain situations that we should never be in. I feel like we should have never been in from the beginning, because if God gave us this land, why are we doing all this extra shit? You feel me? Like,
But
why are
if
we doing all this extra shit? I understand it's the way life has made us to be
no,
and
this is our curse.
programmed us
This is
to
our
be.
curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you check
But
out the
we can
Bible.
break it. A
It's our
curse
curse.
can be broken.
We can't break it.
And a
This
curse
is this
can
is
be
what God
broken.
wants.
Yes, we can.
We being punished. We are being
Yeah,
punished.
we are, but it can be broken. Like a generational curse can be broken.
You can't
You know,
change what
like
God got going on though.
when we
You
speak
can't.
about cruelty free
If you knew
artistry,
you was
right?
gonna die tomorrow, you would try to stop it, right?
I mean, I wouldn't stop it because if I even though if I would know I'm dying tomorrow, I mean, it is God's will. I wouldn't try to stop what
But
God
that's
has
what I'm
put.
saying. So this is what we're doing right now. This is all God's will. This
So
is our punishment. It's in the Bible.
I'm saying this, Lenee. I don't think it's God's will for children to be hurt, people to be killed unlawfully. So I feel like if there's a way to get justice and to stop a lot of things, even if it don't happen today, but just for future references, we
Yeah,
can
but it's
speak on
not
it
what you
now.
want though. It's not what you want though. This is this is God's way of doing things. It just is what it is, and you can't stop it. Yeah, children are getting hurt, and we don't want that to happen. But
I know
God
mine ain't
runs
gonna
the
get
devil
hurt.
and everybody else.
Mine ain't gonna get hurt. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
that.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm gonna say that because I'm gonna protect mine at all costs.
Of
And it's
course.
not even me. It's not even me like holding them to where I'm overprotected. It's just letting them be them, but also letting them know what could happen because we could all see the future in some type of way. Only because we've been through the past, you know.
Uh-huh.
So if we could teach our children to do certain things, the little things like cleaning up after yourself, you know.
Yeah.
If you don't put that cup in a dish and wash it down, it's not going to be a habit for you to just throw it in there. So clean it down. So therefore, you'll always remind yourself never to put a dish in the sink because you learned not to put a dish in the sink. Wash it out, put it up, wash it out, put it up. You know, it's a routine, it's a habit. You know, and the more we teach that, and the more they catch on to that, the more they can teach their children. Now, I'm not saying that mistakes are not going to be made because we all fall short. But the more we practice certain things, it could be. I feel it could be done because it's happening right now. Look at Jack White Wright. Look what she's doing,
Yeah, and
and
that's
people
God's
are
will.
hearing.
He giving her
Yeah,
the strength. He guiding her. He's
yeah.
guiding her. He's showing her. You know,
Hmm.
and I believe that we all get, we all get our signs before things happen.
Yeah,
Some people
true.
choose to ignore them. You
Hmm.
know.
Decision and choices.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. And for Tupac, it was a decision that he had to make, and a choice that if he is out there wandering this earth, it's a choice that he made to do so in silence. And for us to speculate and think and wonder, like, this ideal of him, still being here. But he lives through the music regardless.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna continue to play this.
Okay.
Things you can't cheat in life: death and taxes. And by God, Tupac was trying to cheat on both at the same damn time. And so in 2012, apparently frustrated with not being able to perform, tour, or earn an income, Tupac came up with a genius finesse. He would make money through a lucrative tour, but flying under the taxman's radar by telling fans that he would be appearing as a hologram to perform lucrative shows like the Coachella Festival. And this was followed by intense speculation that this would be upgraded to a full tour. This whole thing was a genius finesse, and he managed to convince the entire public that his performances were simply a hologram projected onto glass to cover the fact that he had actually refused to perform unless he was shielded by bulletproof glass to protect him from his ops, which is why he looks a little bit glassy during those performances.
And it's like at a 45-degree angle. Plexiglass. And it ends up looking like it's 3D, but if Snoop had walked backwards, he would have ran into this screen and ruined the whole illusion.
If he would have been in front of it and then he would have backed up, he could have shattered the screen.
However, luck would soon run out for Tupac, as in 2012, he was arrested in Las Vegas on those unpaid tax charges, as seen on an episode of Cops, which has since been deleted by the FBI. But why did they
stop right there? You see how he said that? He said there's
Yeah.
a video of Tupac Shakur getting arrested in 2012 that's been deleted. That's something that could be looked into.
That's what I said. Like they did about the Shazam, you know? Hate for the conversation to go in a circle, but here we go. You know, it's so much
That's an
so many
interesting
things they
fact.
did to cover up or to change some things. So we won't know. You know, a lot of people didn't know Sinbad and Shazam. You know,
I did. I remember that.
I definitely
I
do.
just don't remember the full content of the movie, but I sure do damn remember that.
I do. Me and my cousins, we used to watch it. You know, everybody wanted to be a genie, have some type of magic back then. Yeah.
Now Shaq, Sinbad.
Oh, that's how Sinbad. Oh yeah, I know that one too. Yeah, that was here too.
All right, well, I'm gonna continue.
Okay.
Do that once again to avoid embarrassment, because apparently he managed to escape the clutches of those cops after they were distracted by two greased up obese people on the sidewalk fighting over a plate of curly fries. That's Vegas for you, baby. From there, Pac fled to nearby LA, where he was laying low with his homie Snoop Dogg, since they both just performed together on stage at Coachella that year. Apparently, Snoop Dogg shielded Tupac from the authorities in his attic like some sort of gangster Anne Frank, Gang Frank, for a couple of years, all the way through 2014, where he even ended up snapping a picture of Pac at the BET Awards, showing him off with a selfie, who Pac? But ever the ladies' man, Tupac never let being dead stop him from killing that pussy. Because during that time he was staying with Snoop Dogg, he was spotted at a Boston Celtics game with a fine-ass blonde chick on his arm. In fact, for a moment, they even put him up on the Jumbotron where he seemed...
That's what I was talking about, him at the awards.
Wait, this is what I mean when I say don't play with me. That ain't Tupac. What?
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it.
Don't play with me. I know my baby when I see him. Trust me.
Oh, Lord. Somebody get it. Find her, baby. Somebody find her, baby.
Listen. But it's cute, though. It's cute. Hold on.
You know if they ever find him, it's going to be a big fight about him.
Oh, God. Man, me and Lady B, we're going to go at it. But you know what? I'm shareable. I'm okay with sharing. It takes a village. It takes a village, Lady B. Shout out to Lady B, my squad.
to be loving the attention for once, before quickly remembering that he was supposed to be dead and leaving the venue. But hey, blonde cuties weren't the only California love that Pac was getting. Because remember Ronald Fenty, the warehouse worker Pac was chilling with in Barbados? Well, it turned out that his 8-year-old daughter Robin grew up to be bad girl Riri. And for a period in 2015, Pac was even rumored to be dating her. This apparently even led to a short-lived private beef with Drake, but Drake apparently backed off when he realized that Tupac would ether his entire career on wax without even making any effort. But obviously, all of this kind of industry beef was bringing far too much.
Okay, so Drake having beef with Tupac.
Over old Riri.
Because allegedly they got
over
him and
Riri.
got a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So to my understanding, it makes me think that is that why? Okay, I guess it's Kendrick Lamar. Okay, that's when he came out with the song. But Drake had did a song, and he used Tupac and Snoop, right? And like an AI version of Tupac and Snoop in his song.
You know, I'm a listener, not a looker. I didn't see it.
If anybody remember that, please put it down in the chat. What was that over? What was the beef between not the beef, but what was the takedown that Drake had to do with his song of him using the Tupac and the Snoop Dogg AI?
You know, I don't like to lie now. I don't know.
That's why I'm not saying nothing. I'm asking the audience. We're gonna ask the audience. But I remember seeing that across my screen. I remember seeing that clearly. That's when Kendrick Lamar came out and just let them know they're not like us.
Mm-hmm.
And no, they're not. So, you know.
Attention to Machiavelli. So by the end of 2015, he fled the US and more pictures begun to surface of him chilling back in Cuba, seeming to make the most of his time back home by establishing a local set of the Bloods. And it's not entirely clear where Pac is to this day. YouTube investigators like Deboo7 continue to track Pac's movements across the world globally.
Thug life. a video they put together for 2014. And standing in the shadows right here is an individual that you can't make out, and you barely notice is even there. It's so dark in the room. So dark, and it's done on purpose. But hold up. Let's brighten things up a bit. And let's lock in. Ladies and gentlemen, Tupac Shakur is standing in the shadows of this room.
And even recently, Suge Knight's son claimed that Pac was still alive and hiding in Malaysia after sharing a picture of an aging Pac, along with a series of Instagram stories claiming that he was alive.
I ain't even gonna hold you. Now that right there, like an older version of Tupac, him getting up, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know.
You still want him?
Listen. I'm telling you, this is how it looked when Nipsey died. It looked like a Nintendo 64, blurred out, like you couldn't see nothing like what was really going on. You just see stuff moving around.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same here, what we're seeing now. All these clips he's showing, talking about Tupac. Well, we can't really see no face, even though I understand that somebody else taking the picture. But we talking about
but ain't that the same guy they just showed a few seconds ago who was getting up?
Listen, yeah.
If you go a little further, it's gonna show that face of him getting up. That's why I just asked you, did you still want him?
Yes, of course. I'm gonna help him.
Because if that's what he's supposed to look like when he older,
I'm gonna help him everywhere you need to. What? Okay. Hold on, and then we're gonna go find Allie. Allie.
Girl, Allie is everywhere.
We need to do research on her too, see where she at now. See what's going on with her in her life.
Oh, she's still running, but go ahead.
Oh, man. All right, let's go.
Of this room.
And even recently, Suge Knight's son claimed that Pac was still alive and hiding in Malaysia after sharing a picture of an aging Pac, along with a series of Instagram stories claiming that he was alive, referencing the Illuminati and sharing several more pictures of Tupac with celebrities.
Right there.
Which one?
I was trying to catch it when he took his hat off when he was in the red.
Yes, girl.
That he was alive.
I want you to pause it
sharing
so you can still see if you want it. Do you want that? Do you want
that's a blur. It's a blur.
Do you want
see his face. That's a blur. And yes, it's Tupac. Who wouldn't want Tupac? Yeah.
Picture of an aging Pac, along with
Well, we know they ain't Tupac though.
Nah, that ain't him.
But it's a blur though. It's a blur. That blur is questioning my mind.
Yeah, I can see through the blur. That ain't right. I don't know who uncle that is. Who alcoholic uncle that is.
Wait, hold on, we go. Oh God. Oh God.
Instagram stories claiming that he was alive.
Wait. See, this is Suge Knight's son allegedly claiming that he's still alive. Now, Suge Knight's son did a video art. He's doing something. It's like a documentary or something he got going on. Okay, thank you. He got something going on. But basically it's saying why he said Tupac was alive. He said it's the reason for everything. He did it for a reason. So I want to know what was his reason of telling the world that he knows Tupac is still alive. I need to know that reason.
I think when they have so much, when they know so much is going on, and they feel like they need to get it out. Because they know way more than what we know.
Yeah.
Because they right there. And they done heard and seen and witnessed,
Mm-hmm.
And they like, I gotta get it out. I gotta tell.
Yeah. It's probably so much after a while, and it's like, they just like with Jaguar, she feels the world needs to know. And I'm glad she's speaking out, because a lot of what she's saying is things I've already thought about or already heard, I've already kind of figured or known. And then, the connection with my family and what I grew up in, it just brings it to light. Like the whole shit it's amazing to see everything unfold and all these people being exposed. It's like I would have never thought in my grandma years when she was here that these people would be being exposed. You know, I thought OJ was something, but then I was too young to really understand it. But now that
You
I'm,
know, and I still I have my views on OJ too, but we could keep going. But I have my views on that too.
yeah, we could tap into him another day. But I was gonna say one
Yeah.
thing: to see that he is gone from this earth now, and for them to still taunt him, it makes me rethink of everything they said about him and about Tupac and about all these other great people who's now gone. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
let's continue. Let's continue. We got 4 more minutes to go, maybe 4.5. Let's go.
Well, wait a minute. I see in the chat. First of all, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. But I see that Ann put, I'm a bit skeptical. As you should be, Ann. As you should be.
As you should be.
Okay, go ahead, Ayasha. I just wanted to say that to
And
Ann.
thank you for being here with us tonight or this
Thank you for
rising
being a
Sunday.
friend.
Hey.
Travel down the road and back again. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. All right, let's go.
Malaysia after sharing a picture of an aging Pac, along with a series of Instagram stories claiming that he was alive, referencing the Illuminati and sharing several more pictures of Tupac with celebrities like Beyonce and 50 Cent. And I've got to say, honestly, it's a real bummer that this whole coronavirus thing has prevented me from going to see Tupac. Because honestly, me and Machiavelli had so many sick video collab ideas that we were planning for you guys. We were going to do a Cuban food mukbang, first person to fake their death for 30 years wins a Lambo, and even a Tupac makeup tutorial. I guess that's never going to happen now, thanks to this stupid fucking shitty health crisis. Virus. Hate it. Bullshit. April Fools! You didn't think I was really going outside, did you? We got to stay inside, stay safe. Seriously, we all need to do our part to make sure that everybody gets through this thing fine. And that is big facts. Thank you for watching. April Fools, I got y'all. And until next year,
And then he gonna say April Fools. When did he make this video? Let's see. Oh, 4 years ago. So this is an old video. So this is 4 years ago, April 1st. And March 31st. So to say 2020. So yeah, you can April Fools all you want, but that information was very valuable. Very, very valuable and very informative too. Because I never knew nothing about him. But his link to his channel and the video is in the description. So if y'all ever want to go to his channel and check him out, go right ahead. He's over there. But I got one more video for y'all. How you feeling about that, Lenee? Mr. Lenee Bug? Well, I'm not too sure where she went.
I am here.
Okay, love.
Yeah, so there
How
are
you
a lot of
feel about
people that have who they so-called claimed fake their death, or who is still alive. People feel is still alive, and Steve Jobs is one of those people. You know, he's the former CEO of Apple. They say he died of pancreatic cancer, but you know, he have been spotted, or so-called spotted. Paul Walker from Fast and Furious.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah,
Let
they
me
say he's
spot him.
still alive.
Let me spot him.
Princess Diana.
Interesting. You know, her
Yeah,
son is going through a whole lot. Like for the past few years, her son and his wife, I don't know if they're still together or not, but they have
mm-hmm.
been going through a lot.
But I don't know if she's alive. I don't feel like she. I don't feel like she's alive because the camera's been on those boys, ever since they was little up till now, and they always have that. Whenever somebody talks about their mom, they have that mourning look. Like they still mourning. So I don't think she's alive.
Well, while we're talking about all this, it just made me think of the other night I was on YouTube and I seen the trailer of them bringing back Titanic, and you know how Jack supposedly froze to death or passed away in the water on a log.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're bringing it back, and I'm seeing his face on these trailers. I'm like, wait, didn't he pass away? Didn't he die?
Yeah.
So it's not far fetched that maybe they could fake deaths. Like that's something that got to be looked into a little bit more.
Yeah, they said Michael Jackson too.
Yeah, not
You
just
know.
these for celebrities, but do like not even do like if they're showing in movies that doctors, lawyers, and
Mm-hmm.
people of higher power do these things. Like how many like are people getting away with faking their deaths?
Hey, that's what it's looking like.
Changing their identity?
Mm-hmm. So they can live a more comfortable life.
That's wild. I'm going to play this last little clip
Mm-hmm.
that you shared. Tupac family is now investigating Sean Diddy Combs for murder.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be our closing video. So
Okay.
again, thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you.
Make sure
Thank
you
you.
like, share, subscribe. Always leave a comment because I love speaking to the people because it's about
Yes. Yes. Yes.
people. And make sure y'all follow Lenee Bug. Her link is in the chat. And
Yes. Follow me. Follow me. Go subscribe. There'll be some good content over there
shout
at the
out to Court.
exchange.
I'm subscribing now. The light, and I'm going to speed this up. I didn't speed the last one up, but I think it should be okay. But shout out to Court TV, and here we go.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. We are following new developments in the case of the hip-hop mogul who is facing RICO charges in New York, Sean P. Diddy Combs. Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired. Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac murder trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy.
Wait. I have to pause it right there because she said it was just a theory. So you mean to tell me she a conspiracist? Wait, hold up. Wait. Fair use commentary. Okay, we're gonna take that back one more time. This is a theory, and this man went to court and was getting harmed in jail, but this is all a theory. Okay.
Combs, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac murder trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come on that one. And the case that continues to roll on, let's bring in National Trial Attorney Michael Schaefer just to talk about this new news of an investigative team that has been hired by Tupac's family. We don't have more details about what they found so far and exactly what avenues they are taking to do that, but what does that say to you? What do you think is happening, and how serious is this when someone hires an investigative team in a murder trial that's being handled by authorities, but this is a private entity requesting this.
Julia, I always say, landslides don't happen slowly, right? You'll be standing on the side of a mountain admiring its beauty and glamour, and then 1 second later, you're buried in mud, right? This does not shock me. This does not surprise me. I can promise you this is not the last thing that we find out about people investigating Diddy and what he's done. This is not the first. We know of an attorney now who represents hundreds of families who are suing him for, alleged, freak-offs and sexual misconduct. So what this tells me is that it's just a piling on. Pretty much people knew for decades what we're going to start finding out things that people have speculated on for decades, and they're just going to pile on because at the end of the day, how's he going to defend himself at this point? He's got a ton of money. He's got a ton of attorneys. But even if you have unlimited money and unlimited resources, if you are sued, by, 100 different people, 100 different times, 100 different theories, at the end of the day, you as a professional defendant operating from a jail cell, you cannot overcome that. You just can't do it. And people know that they can pile on. People who probably wanted to go after this guy just feared going after him because they feared the retribution. They feared that, they'd walk into an attorney's office. Hey, I have this theory against Diddy. And the attorney would tell, okay, do you have $1 million to pay me for me to waste my time, waste your money and go after him? No, I don't. Can you do it on contingency? No, I won't do it on contingency because if I do it on contingency, he's going to spend millions of dollars to crush us, right? So that's exactly why these theories have been rebuffed. Right now, people now have any attorney will jump up and say, yeah, I'll represent you. I'll sue Diddy. I'll be on the headlines. I'll sue Diddy for you tomorrow, right? Yeah, I'll do it on contingency. At the end of the day, that's what's happening. You're going to see many, many more instances of people coming up with theories against Diddy. With respect to this specific one, as a kid growing up, I loved Tupac, and there was, when we were in high school and Tupac died, everybody said, hey, Diddy did it, right? And it was kind of like, back then it was Puff Daddy, right? So a lot of people say that. I don't know if what the quality of this type of theory is, but, hey, I'm going to be interested. I'm going to be glued to the TV to see what happened, the connection between Diddy and Keefe D. Let's see. But at the end of the day, that's what's happening. It's a piling on.
Yeah, I mean, back in July, I think there was a report that Sean Diddy Combs had said, any kind of connection here, this theory is absolutely ridiculous, absolutely false. So we'll have to see what comes of this. But I believe we have some sound we can play, Michael, and then we're going to get your reaction to it on the other side.
So it's Harrell, you, Puffy, Zip, and a bunch of Southsiders. And what Puffy makes kind of an announcement?
Yeah, that was stupid as hell too,
What did you actually hear? What was the words? The best you can remember what he says.
He said he would give us anything but don't do it,
Give us 5 names of people who would say, yeah, we heard Puffy say that.
You don't have to come from them. Al, Corey, Wynn, Corey Rock, all of them would tell you.
Now, this was before the arrest of Diddy, Michael, but what do you take from that? I mean, it's just everything, as you just mentioned, it just keeps piling on.
Yeah, with this specific one, I'm very familiar with this exact case with this person. What you heard here was not credible, right? Even if it's true, it's just not credible. It's too old, it's too stale, it's not credible. What happens in that life is people will talk and talk, and this Keefe D has proven himself to be the type of person who wants attention and talks a lot. And how do you get attention? The way you bring attention, if you're this type of a person, is you bring up the names of people who are much bigger than you. They say you punch up, you don't punch down. He's not going to get attention if he says, hey, my friend here, my neighbor was a person who was behind, him, and these are the 5 people that helped me kill Diddy. No, to kill Tupac. No, they'll say Diddy did it, all these other people. So at the end of the day, it's just not credible. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. People have hunted down the cause of the death of Tupac, and now they've focused on this Keefe D guy. But I don't think other people are going to be brought into it. I just think it's well.
He said he don't think other people is going to be involved.
He just don't know the power behind what he's not saying, because no, everybody, this is bigger.
This is huge.
Yes. He don't get
huge.
it.
This has a whole lot to do with hip hop within itself.
Yes.
Like the industry, and I quote, within itself.
Because Tupac was the best rapper alive at that time.
I mean, all the ones
in that
Tupac
era. I'm just saying, at that era, he's not here now. I'm saying,
and so many other ones
in that era, he was the biggest rapper alive. And Biggie was right behind him. And then I heard they was going to collab together.
Listen.
And I heard Diddy found out about that. He didn't like that.
Yeah, because Tupac considered Biggie his homeboy, even if he was a snitch.
So, but he just don't know. He don't know how big that is.
Yeah.
He'll take it back later. He'll take it back later.
Yeah, he will. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think I want to dive into this a little bit more and get a bigger perspective of Tupac's world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's a lot to uncover, and two, like even with Jaguar Wright, the connections she had within the industry and how it all leads into the rabbit hole. you know,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
speaking of the Miss Lovely Jaguar Wright, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and go over there to her website,
Yes.
thejaguarwright.com, and also Jaguar Wright Uncensored. You can find her Patreon, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Apple iPad, or her podcast, um, her Spotify music, everything on thejaguarwright.com. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe and tap into her world because it's a lot to uncover. It is a lot to uncover, and this is the time of exposure. And not only is the baby oil Johnson getting exposed, but certain deaths, certain murders, certain people involvements, that's getting exposed too. So, and new channels are being created, like Jaguar would say.
Yes.
you know. So, so we will have a closing. Of a quick little thing. Let me see. All right. This is a little wisdom from Tupac Shakur. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. Other than that, thank everyone for being here and tapping in.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes. Thank you
have a
guys
great
for
day.
whoever went over to subscribe. Thank you so much.
Yes. And thank you for being here with me this rising. Thank you.
You're so very welcome.
Because without you, I don't think I would have pushed this live button. But it was just an interesting topic. It was a very interesting topic. And I thank you for being here with me, sticking it out.
You're
So,
so very welcome.
the last little few words for this rising, well, not the last words, but leave you with some wisdom for now. My baby.
To work hard. Practice makes perfect. You have to be diligent about what you want. You have to apply yourself. You have to motivate yourself. You have to do it for self, by yourself. And then you can do things for other people. Everybody should work hard. Practice makes perfect. You have to be diligent about what you want. You have to apply yourself. You have to motivate yourself. You have to do it for self, by yourself. And then you can do things for other people. Everybody should work hard. Practice makes
Everybody should work hard. Practice makes perfect. I tell my kid, practice makes perfect, and perfection is practice. I tell them that every day. You got to keep on practicing.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get perfect at it, but perfection is very much practice. So thank y'all for being here with me tonight, and I'm gonna leave y'all with a little tune from Miss Jaguar Wright.
Bye, guys.
Peace.